Contact. Got a little mud on it yesterday. All right, buddy, welcome back. Thanks for tuning us in over here at some Scooter City. Kind of wanted to give you guys a breakdown, or really an update on the build. Excuse the background noise, got my heater on. Let me just show you guys. Temps off, fans off. It's not cold today. It's cold-ish. Yeah, it's been raining for days now. Muddy, big puddles over there. I tried to go for a little test ride. Shut the door here. I tried to go for a little test ride. I got muddy. And I just wanted to see if it would come up on the boost on the, on the street. And it's kind of just like revving it up because the CVT does put good load on it. It starts to rev up. Just go ahead and turn this off so I don't have to edit out all the background noise. Thank you, little heater. Little heater's awesome. So, I wanted to check just the tune, with some load on it. As soon as it starts to build boost, it goes lean because I still need a bigger carb jet. I have a number 85 jet in there right now. See if I can find. Oh yeah, my mess. My mess, once again, is from one end to the other because I've been building. And yeah, I've been trying to really push to get it done for New Year's. I think what's today, the 20... We're getting close. That's all I know. But yeah, we're really close now. And I think really all I need, everything else seems to be awesome now. All I need is a bigger carb jet. So I ordered some, but I think they're going to take way too long to get here because they're coming from China. So I asked everybody here in town, nobody has these little tiny jets for these little tiny carburetors. So, yeah. And we get over here, these little carbs, they're super easy to work on. Couple screws down here on the bottom of the bowl. So no big deal there. Pop the bowl off, change the jet. Awesome. That's kind of why I wanted to hang out the side here. I wanted it to be easy to work on and be tunable in case we had to mess with it on the dyno or wherever. You pop off 2 screws, change the jet, done. And my fueling system otherwise, kind of wanted to show you guys that too. It's all good now. And I changed my drain. My turbo oil drain is different now. And my feed is different. I'll show you the nitty gritty on that one here in just a minute. And I've been kind of back and forth as to when, where, and how to post my videos, because now I think I have viewers worldwide. It's kind of blowing me away, guys. I'm looking at some of the, now that I have real data, because I have enough videos out there, I can really see what's going on. Something itchy in my nose. Stop itching me, please. I think it's dripping because it's not warm. Where are you guys from? If you guys, I know everybody's not going to comment, but if some people want to comment and tell me where you guys are from, what you're building on, because it seems like this build is really caught on and you guys are really digging what I'm doing here. So thanks. I was kind of wondering if I should even put this build out there because this is just something for me and it's kind of goofy and silly, but it's becoming really awesome. And yeah, we have a mini bike on boost now. So where y'all from? Let me know. And yeah, I have a Kawasaki frame with a Briggs 5-horse with a VZ21 and a carburetor blow through. What do you guys build on? So, the oil drain. Let me get you guys off the tripod here because we're gonna go in instructional mode. I'll show you guys what's going on here. Okay. Move the pump out of the way here. That is now my feed. My feed comes out of the bottom, loops around. I need to make a heat shield there for my down tube. My downpipe comes right down there. So, need to get that good, but it seems good now, and it's helping warm things up because it's cold. But feed comes into my pump. That's feed coming in, pressure coming out, going up here to my turbo. Right here, I have it looped around so it drips in right there. And I found the fitting that needs to go in there. Yep, it's an 8mm 125 banjo fitting that needs to go in there. eBay has them. Several of the parts places have them. I went ahead and ordered them from eBay because I had to order my jets too. Yeah, the jet package, I'm at now a number 85 main jet, and it's still too small. I'm thinking I'm probably going to need like a 110. It's kind of funny. These have a 110 main jet. Or I think it's a 105. So something is telling me this setup is going to be very similar because, yeah, that has a fuel pump, but this has boost pressure coming to my gas tank. So I'm pressurizing my gas tank with boost pressure from the turbo from my pitot tube. My pitot tube is in the turbo right here. So I get extra pressure from my pitot tube that comes up here to my fuel tank and back here to my sealed boosted carburetor. So that's how that's all working, guys. And the pitot tube is the magic. Without the pitot tube, you don't get that pressure differential to where everything will keep working. The pitot tube will always see 0.7 psi higher. I don't know why. You can research pitot tube magic. P-I-T-O-T, pitot tube. It's how every aircraft measures airspeed. They have one pointing out the front. They have them on the side. They have them on the wings. They measure airspeed around the aircraft to be able to fly the airplane with computers. Pitot tubes work great, guys. Especially with boost. They're made to measure fluid dynamics. Air is a fluid. Must boost the float bowl with the pressure. All is good. And my crankcase vent here, if you guys can see, it comes in right there. That's the vent for essentially my valve cover. My vent comes up here, and I have it coming up to be able to, if I get any oil in here, it drains the oil back down to my crankcase, so that comes up a little bit. And I have a little vent here now. The cap, if you guys can see, I cut a little slit. There's a tiny little slit in that cap so that it vents out. The pressure goes out, the vacuum seals it shut. It's kind of my idea to figure out a one-way valve, and it's actually working pretty good. The extra pressure goes away. It seals for the vacuum. I get my pumping effect on my Polaris crankcase pump. It's not a crankcase pump, it's a fuel pump. Yeah, it's a Polaris 500 fuel pump. Working awesome. I've gotten it really hot, so everything seems to be good. Even with my kind of shabby tubing, that's all getting swapped out too. So as soon as my new fitting gets here from my oil, I'll put a little better tubing on here. Everything up here I got worked out, so that's all actually working pretty good now. I'm sure you guys can hear when I fired it up there. Comes right on the boost now. It just needs a little bit more fuel. Bigger jet will be good. And over here, Yeah, it's what I do. I love building heat risers and exhaust, and that's what I, see the big TIG welder right there? There's a MIG welder back here. Since my shop is so buried, I didn't want to throw sparks and heat everywhere. I went to Jerry's shop and used his MIG to blast this one together. Thanks, Jerry, at Cycle House for your MIG welder. It worked out great. Slide up here and show you guys. Went ahead and made my flange, and I made it so that it bells out here because the wastegate is here, so the wastegate gas will blow into the pipe, come down here. Welded it once here, comes down underneath my belt drive. Got plenty of room for my belt. That's all good. And it kicks out here on the side. Pow, pow, pow. Clears my kickstand, so my kickstand's all good. And I'll just show you guys here. That's when I'm riding. Everything's all coming out. Bah, bah, bah. And hopefully once we get this thing tuned up, I'm going to shoot some flames out of here. It's going to be sweet. Yeah, I can't wait. And yeah, our drive is working awesome. I'm kind of curious to see still too if this belt drive is going to latch on with boost. It might make another 10 horsepower. A lot of times with 6-7 pounds of boost, you can double the horsepower of pretty much any engine. So we'll see. We may need to get a 40 or a 50 or a 60 series belt drive with the bigger belt, with the bigger drive and the bigger counterweights and all the goodies. I want to test this one because this is a Viver 30 series and they're dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Custom made junk. Bicycle gas tank that was dirt cheap. That's made for a bicycle, for a 50cc or 80cc two-stroke kit on a bicycle. That's made for a bicycle. It's just clamped on. So yeah, bicycle gas tank. I don't know where these bars came from. That's a mini bike 7/8 throttle and kill switch assembly from eBay. Just some good old, this is silicone line here, so in case I do get fuel into it, it won't hurt it. So everything's fuel safe there. All my lines down here are vinyl, so they're oil safe. That's all good. This one here, my drain line is actually a real oil drain line, and it's a bigger diameter tube, so I get lots of draining space. And I should show you guys that too. The details. Let me move this aside here. You kind of covered it up. There it is. I had the drain down here, and I think what it was doing, that extra pressure was pushing, crankcase pressure from the piston coming down was pushing oil back up my drain tube into my turbo because there's oil down here. Up here I have free crank space with just crankcase pressure. So I might get a little bit of air pressure into here, but I don't get the oil pressure pushing back up into it, which is helping tremendously. I think that was really my big problem, was the fact that my drain was going into liquid and the pressure was pushing the liquid back up. Now, what I've kind of consulted some people and I've realized, as long as the drain drains into the free crankcase space, the drain can drain in, the air can move past the drips of oil coming in. Every turbo sees crankcase pressure on the oiling system. Every turbo known to man. It's one of the things I hadn't really ever thought about because I've never thought about all the pressure differentials of something like this, trying to control everything with pressure. But it 100% works, guys. 100%. And I'm pretty sure this now is the world's first pneumatically driven fuel system for a turbocharged engine. If you look way back, there's been other mechanical setups. The Merlin was a massive engine with a big supercharger hanging off the front. Huge supercharger. So they figured it out. They didn't have computers way back when, and that was for airplanes, guys. Yeah, so if they can figure that out, we can figure this out. No problem. So yeah, we're good. The drain is working much better now. I should have thought about that before, but I was kind of thinking about this and that in the same realm, but what I forgot, that one drains straight into the crankcase. Let me show you. See, the turbo's way low on it. This, it's right here, my drain line comes right into my crankcase, right into my oil pan, right there. But what this one has is a scavenge pump. It has a pump that pumps the oil back to my oil bag, my oil tank. So the oil that comes out of the turbo gets pumped instantly straight back up here to get cooled down and then fed back down to the oil pump to be pumped to the engine. It's the way I designed it. I made it so that this drain line goes straight into my scavenge spot. It's hard to see. It's right in there. But that's where the scavenge pump for the engine is right there. So I plumb my drain into that, sucks the oil away, done. This is just an open crankcase in here that's free flowing and doing whatever, and it's completely different because that one, the crankcase on the bottom is actually separate from the rotating assembly of the part of the case. So there's no crankcase pressure down there moving stuff around. That's why it works really good. So yeah. But now that I'm venting off some of the crankcase pressure, a little bit of vent here, that seals back up. I ordered a one-way valve. When that one-way valve gets here, I'll plumb that in. Probably have that pointing up so it won't shoot any oil out. And all's good down here. All is good here. Yeah, turbo's loving life. Need to clean it off because I got a bunch of... I've been into everything about 14 times. Because, of course, to get my drain line plumbed in, I had to drill my crankcase. Because, yeah, I wanted to swap that out and I needed to change it. And instead of redoing stuff and venting it and making tanks, and I had lots of options to do, or I could do there, but I want to do it the easy way because every other turbo setup is like this. Yeah, when in doubt, it's, I think it's called the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. This is not a mechanically perfect shop. I cannot make amazingly perfect stuff. I do what I can in my little garage, and we've done a lot so far, so yeah. I'm going to get all this mess cleaned up. I'm going to get this one put back together. Yeah, this is our fried cable, but this is our brand new clutch. I'm just waiting on the new goodies to get here for that. Some oils, my new cable, and we're going to get all that back together and get this thing popping real soon because I just want it off my lift. And yeah, so yeah, much more to come. If there's any questions, let me know, guys, because we now have a turbocharged small block of any sort and variety you could do this with. It doesn't matter. Any Predator engine, any Briggs engine, any pit bike engine. I think anything, you can set it up just like this. Your setup will be a bit different, but yeah. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Way more to come, as I always say, because, yeah, parts are on the way, and I wish they'd get here sooner. Thanks for watching, guys. When in doubt, figure it out. The truth will set you free. Boosted. Let's ride. Thanks for watching. Yeah.